Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the International Animal Rights Conference 2018. I'm so excited to see so many of you here. Quick question, who has been here in the past before? Wow, great, welcome back. Any new people this year? That's a lot too. Welcome. Wow. So the next 4 days will be filled with very exciting speakers, speeches, presentations, panel discussions. We will have an open mic session. I will go into details about all of that. First, I want to say a couple of words about this location. Does anybody know what this location used to be? This location where we're holding the conference now used to be a slaughterhouse. So, like 40 years ago, this was a killing place for animals. And it used to be a slaughterhouse for about 100 years, and then they closed down, and now it's an event place for, vegan events and art events and concerts and all kinds of stuff. So that's pretty amazing news that it's no longer a slaughterhouse. Then I would like to say a few words about the victories that we had in the past. The past year was kind of interesting. There were new groups, for example, of the Safe movement. There was a fur ban in San Francisco. There was a stop for animal testing in the Los Angeles area. So, but one thing that I would like Heiko to talk about was very interesting, because in Germany, I will let you talk about it.
Okay, so I think in general, Fabienne wants to point out that we have small successes all the time. Of course, we're still waiting for the big success. We don't live in a vegan world. We know that most people in this world are not vegan, and animals are being exploited on a daily basis. But we have these small victories all the time, and maybe we should also focus a little bit on these small victories. Otherwise, it gets really frustrating. I mean, obviously, it's not going as fast as we would like it to go, but we do have small victories all the time. And sometimes it's just good to look at these small victories. I have one small victory that I want to point out that happened in Germany. I can talk about it because it was a big issue for the animal rights group that I'm active in Germany. So I don't know if anybody has seen this somewhere on Facebook. In Germany, actually, it was possible to fight a court case from the lowest level of courts all the way to the highest level of courts, which basically came to the conclusion that going into animal exploitation facilities like factory farms and documenting what is happening there is not trespass of property if you're doing it for the purpose of uncovering what's happening in these places. So in Germany, trespassing is a criminal offense, and you can get quite high fines for trespassing. And it never happened before in Germany that the highest level of court actually made the decision that trespassing for the purpose of doing undercover investigations against animal exploitation industry is not trespassing, but it was actually decided that it was I don't know the English word, unfortunately, but it was justified to do that because these animals are in urgent need, and it has to be documented what's happening with them so that the public knows about it. So I think this is really a small victory, but it's an important victory, because now in Germany, and there actually was a court decision shortly after that, which also decided by one of the highest courts in Germany that publishing these documentations is also not a problem. So a lot of TV stations in Germany were very worried that if they would publish those kind of undercover investigations, they could be sued, that they could get a lot of trouble. And of course the animal exploitation industry does try to sue them all the time, does go against them. They have big law firms doing nothing but going after TV stations going after undercover investigation people all the time. But now we have, at least in Germany, this highest level of court's decisions, which basically founds this basis that people don't have to be so afraid anymore and can go out and make it public what's happening in these places. So that's just a small victory, but it's a nice victory, and at least in Germany it's a very important victory. And I think we have these small victories all over the place all the time. We just have to look for them, we have to find them, and hopefully this will motivate us to keep going and see that actually, while we are definitely very far away still from achieving what we want to achieve in total, it's progressing in some places. We can get there, and we just have to focus on these small victories to keep motivated and keep going. And maybe none of us will experience the vegan-free world, but I think we're going in the right direction. So that's basically a small, victory, but something that should motivate us. So, some organizational topic that we always have to mention. We have several rooms at the conference. This is room A, it's the biggest room. This is used primarily for presentations and every morning for the morning plenary. And on Saturday afternoon it's also used, or Saturday night it's used for the concert. We have room B. Room B is on the other side of the location, it's up the stairs. It's a little bit smaller, it's used for presentations and workshops. We have a cinema, which is right behind this building. It's used for documentaries. We only have 4 documentaries that we're showing this year. And it's also used for presentations on Saturday afternoon, while this room here is being prepared for the concert. The registration, you probably all know already about, because you got your name tag, and so the registration area is also the place where you can get information. If you have some questions, you can buy the food tokens for the lunch and dinner, and you also can buy t-shirts if you want to buy some t-shirts. This year's conference t-shirts actually were more successful than we had anticipated, so maybe we have to go for darker colors in the future. So we actually are a little bit short, we don't have much spare. So we're not going to be selling them until Saturday, until hopefully everybody who pre-ordered one picked it up, so that we can make sure that everybody who pre-ordered a conference t-shirt will get it. You can buy the pink and the black t-shirts, you can buy the old t-shirts from the previous years, but from this year we will not start selling them until Saturday, because we might be a little bit short. So just to make sure that everybody reserved one will get it. There's a room where info stalls are set up, and there are some stalls also in the room where the registration is set up. And of course we have food. So we have tonight we have the welcome reception, which is a lot of free food. And we also have lunch, dinner, breakfast, and this typically located in this food tent and behind. So you probably have seen already, you probably had lunch already, where the food area is set up.
Good. We also have yoga again this year. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 8 a.m. until 8:45. We have 2 yoga teachers. So if you want to participate, please try to bring your own yoga mat, because we are a little short on those. We have a few, but not enough for all of you. Breakfast is every day 8 a.m. until 9:20. In the past years, we noticed that it seemed like many people didn't donate the €1 at all, because we lost a lot of money with the breakfast. We are providing organic, local, vegan food that we pay a lot of money for, but we want to keep it a low-budget conference. So it would be much appreciated if really everybody would donate minimum €1. We don't want to sell tokens and make it all official, but if you can just donate €1 or more, that would be really amazing. It's also very motivating for all the volunteers and helpers in the kitchen who spend a lot of time preparing everything, so thank you for that. lunch and dinner is €4 for one meal. We also have side salads. Again, everything is organic and local, and the food tokens can be bought at the registration. Similar to the past years, we also have the vegan snack bar that is operated by Zabax, a German group, and they have vegan cakes and all kinds of stuff. So while between the lunch and dinner, you can buy a lot of food there. So we have amazing food sponsors. Let's give a round of applause for them, because without them, the conference would be much more expensive. So we have Boutique Vegan, Hobels, Koku, Pure Raw, Typhoon, Vega Bloom Wheaty, and Wilmersburger. So thank you very much. We have so much cheese. There will be a lot of pizza this year and pasta. For the evening, there will be the Ratelach, where you can buy beverages, alcoholic drinks and stuff. Please don't use the seating areas in front of the Ratelach if you don't buy drinks from them. So that's their outdoor patio, and we don't want to occupy it, because that's a public, that's open for the public. So if we are sitting there eating our food, then they don't have room for their customers. Okay, Heiko will say something about the morning plenary.
Yeah, so the morning plenary takes place in this room right after the breakfast, and it has various topics that we try to address during the morning plenary. We want to first, of course, point out any changes, updates to the program. It's a typo, sorry. So anything that might have changed short term from the program, we're going to announce. We're going to have for each day, from the previous day, we're going to have a short summary of what was discussed in the campaign discussion that took place on the previous day. We have room for country reports. So right now I want to point out, is there some more typos? Yeah, that's what I said, it's a typo. So, for the country reports, we are this year, it's strange, in the previous years we typically had more people that wanted to talk about what's happening in their country than we could accommodate. This year we have not enough. So if anybody here is in the room that would be interested to still talk about, maximum 10 minutes, what's currently happening in your country in the animal rights movement, please get in contact with us. Either try to contact Fabienne or me or somebody at the registration. So we still have some space. So if you're interested, either on Friday, Saturday or Sunday during the morning plenary, you want to give a quick overview of what's happening in your country, especially if it's a country which is not located right next to here and it's a little bit more far away and it's not something where everybody knows what's really happening. It would be very interesting. So please get in contact with us if you would be available to still talk about what's happening in your animal rights movement. We also have some time always reserved for quick announcements from participants. So if you have some kind of campaign you're working on, some kind of other topics that you think others should know about, there's also room for that. These quick announcements should be really quick, otherwise we cannot fit many of them into the morning plenary. So if you have something interesting you want to talk about, either contact us in advance or be in this room a little bit before the morning plenary starts, and then we can see if we still have time to put that into the schedule. So the idea is, of course, that this space should be used for anything which is not planned yet to be in some kind of presentation. So please contact us or come to this room shortly before the morning plenary starts. So here I mentioned that we're going to have some summaries about the campaign discussions. What are the campaign discussions? We have 3 topics this year, and the campaign discussions are basically an idea to talk about certain aspects of animal rights work, but not only talk about it, but really discuss this. So to hopefully come to some new ideas, or at least exchange ideas from different campaigns, from different types of activism which are taking place. So tonight there's going to be a campaign discussion about undercover investigations. If you are doing those, or you're involved in those, and you still want to contribute to that, please come to that. In the beginning, or the first part of the campaign discussion, there will be short slots where everybody can talk about what they've been doing already. And after that, there should be a discussion really on this topic. So hopefully we come to some new ideas that can then be presented the next day. There will be international campaigns discussed on Friday and reaching young people. That was already discussed last year, but it seemed like this is such an important topic that we wanted to put it again into the conference program this year. So there will be another campaign discussion this year about how to reach young people, what can be done better, how can we reach them so that they can get involved in these animal rights topics as soon as possible.
We also have the open mic session again. It's on Friday evening after dinner. For about 1 hour we will have in the tent where we have all the benches, there will be an open mic session, which was very popular last year. So everybody can just talk for a minute or two, or sing a song, or say something about their country, about activism, how they ended up here. There's all kinds of things. Whatever you want to share with the audience, you're more than welcome to do so. On Saturday evening, we have a concert. We have Casey again. She played here. She performed here in the past, and Tess. Unfortunately, Gina Simmons and the Nobody had to cancel. It's a really cool band, but they had to cancel because the guitar player had an accident and cannot perform on stage. And then we also have Nano Kill, electro music. Video and audio and pictures. We have, again, we record most of the presentations, and they will be on YouTube under Vegan Kanal. Just to keep in mind, the Q&A will not be recorded. So if you come up in room B, there's a microphone is right next to the stage. Even if you are inside of the camera, you will not be ending up on YouTube. So the Q&A we will not record, and we also have Jane Velez-Mitchell here. Where is she? Is she near? Oh, there you are. Going live for Jane Unchained. She's here for the first year. She's also speaking in this room tomorrow, I think. And then she's going live, so if you don't want to be on camera in a video on Facebook, just avoid where she is. If we do interviews, we will use one of the rooms, or we will put the person in front of a wall and there's no too many people walking by. But if she goes around, or if we go around with a camera, then just have a look out. If you don't want to be on camera, then just avoid where we are filming, please. And then we also might have local media here. That's the same situation. We cannot control what they are publishing. So if you see that anybody is taking a picture of you and you really don't want to be in the picture, then go to that person and tell them. If you see that somebody's filming, just avoid that area. We are new on Instagram. Many of you might have seen it. We have an Instagram account now. And also on Facebook. What you can do is to share the conference with your friends. You can check in to the conference on your Facebook account. Then your friends will see that you're here. Instagram and Twitter, we have a hashtag that you can use so that we can share the pictures and everything with everybody. This is the Instagram account, International AR Conference. And then Twitter is IARC _2018. We have a few rules again this year. Heiko can talk about those.
Okay, so in general, of course, we have the rule that smoking is not allowed inside the buildings. Smoking is only allowed outside and also only in the designated smoking areas. So if you have to smoke, please look out for these smoking area signs and only smoke there. If you have your dog or your child with you, that's definitely welcome. I see a lot of dogs here and I'm surprised. I just wanted to say I'm surprised how quiet they are. So if you're like in the middle of a presentation and your dog starts barking and doesn't want to stop, if it's just a short bark, that's no problem, of course. But if the dog keeps barking, please take the dog outside so that the presentation will not be interrupted. Mute your mobile phones, obviously. We don't want to have mobile phones ringing all the time. I don't hope that this is a problem, but just point it out. As Fabienne had already mentioned, obviously everybody can decide for themselves if they want to be published on pictures or not. So if you take pictures of people and you plan to put it on Facebook or wherever, ask them first if they're okay with that, and don't just take pictures of people and post it wherever. In general, of course, we want to make sure that we have a lot of discussion at the conference. So almost all presentations, if not even all presentations, will have a Q&A session at the end. So typically a presentation will be something 30-40 minutes, and then there should be 10-20 minutes at the end for discussion. There are some slots which are specifically dedicated to be discussion slots. When we discuss, please try to be respectful. I mean, of course, we don't have the same opinion on every topic, and if we had, we wouldn't come here, because then we knew already that everything is clear. So obviously, we want to exchange ideas, but we should do that respectfully. So even if somebody mentions something that you totally don't agree with, you can still discuss it in a friendly and respectful way. So try to keep that in mind, that the idea here is, of course, to exchange ideas and to present all these different topics, and so that we can learn from each other and maybe also learn about things that we didn't know about before, that maybe we totally disagree with, but maybe there's something interesting anyway in that. So, garbage collection is always a nice topic. Luxembourg separates garbage based on different categories. Every country does it differently, so it's very complicated. I know how it works in Germany. It's a little bit different from how it works here in Luxembourg. So all the garbage bins have some kind of description in various languages and some symbols next to them. Please respect that, because in some previous years, last year for example, we had to spend a lot of time separating it ourselves again, because there was some separated garbage bins which were just used for any kind of garbage. So please use only the correct garbage bins. There are about 5 categories of garbage bins which you will find outside. So at the return for the food, there should be only like an organic waste and paper waste garbage bin where you can put your paper napkin and the leftover food. But the different garbage bins which are set up around the conference location, there's some specific only for glass, some specific only for like metal, aluminum containers, some are only for paper. So please use the correct garbage bin when you throw something away, because the goal is of course to recycle it as much as possible, and also to make sure that we reduce the real waste as much as possible. We have unfortunately already one change to the program that we want to announce today. There is at least one more change that we are going to be announcing at least tomorrow or the day after. We have one change to the program for tomorrow. The presentation, which was scheduled for 11:30 tomorrow in room B, Educating Animal Rights to Children Through Mobile Apps and Games, is right now postponed to Sunday. Maybe it will be cancelled in total, we don't know yet. The speakers couldn't make it on time. Maybe they will still come on Sunday, but it will definitely not happen tomorrow. So instead, tomorrow we will have a discussion slot, which has the goal to discuss the topic of judgment in the animal rights movement. So we have one person, Siobhan, is she in the room? Ah yeah, here. So Siobhan came up with this idea, and she has something that she wants to bring up already to start the discussion. But if somebody else or some more people think that this is an interesting topic and they had something on their mind which they wanted to share for a long time already anyway, which could also be used to start the discussion, please get in contact with us or just come to the room tomorrow. It's going to be room B at 11:30, so that you can also be part of or join Siobhan in getting this discussion going. Okay. Yeah?
Oh, that's fast. One more thing that I forgot to mention is about the videos for Jane Willers-Mitchell and Vegan Kanal. It would be a huge help of all of you if you could subscribe to the channel and share the videos, because this is a lot of work to record and to cut everything, and we can reach so many more people if we can just share it on our social media. So that would be much appreciated. This year we also have, it's not organized by the organization of the conference, but there's another Luxembourg Animal Safe group now, and there will be a vigil on Monday morning at 5 in the morning. So at the slaughterhouse in Ettelbrück, which is probably about maybe 45 minutes from here, drive. We can get in touch with the organizer at a certain point, or maybe in the morning plenary or something like that, to give you more information on how to get there. But most people have a car here, or you can carpool or something like that. It's 5 in the morning until 11, and you can bring water, you can bring some food for the activists. And it's actually the second vigil at this slaughterhouse, so it would be great if we could make a big impact by showing up many people. And so if you are still here on Monday, then it would be great if you could go there and support the action. Then we're coming to the end. We have a few sponsors again this year. Alpa, A Well-Fed World, Veg Fund, Die Tierbefreier, Bite Back, and Arriva. Let's give a round of applause for them, because it's a huge part.
So these groups, besides the food sponsors, which are of course also a great help, these organizations also donated money to the conference, which helps us to also provide the conference at a reasonable price. I know it's still a lot of money for some people, but at least we try to keep the registration fee low, and this would not be possible if we didn't have the support of these financial sponsors.
And then last but not least, thanks to all of you for coming back every year and for being part of this conference. So it means a lot to show that you show up here, and we will also have at the last day we will give you feedback forms. So if you have any suggestions of what we can do differently in the next years, you can write that down. We value your opinion, and this is not a conference for us. This is a conference for the movement. So whoever has any suggestions, you're more than welcome to let us know about it. And if you have any questions, you can always find Heiko or me or anybody with a yellow name tag, which is, can you stand up for a second? Yellow name tag with a red, that means that these are people from the organization team. So if you have any questions, you can ask one of us. All right, that's it for now.
So we have a short break now until 3 o'clock, and then the presentations will start. So there's going to be a presentation here and Ruby, and it seems like there's some questions already.
I just wanted to mention that in addition to the SAVE, we also have an Anonymous for the Voiceless Cube on Monday at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, so there might be some more action, so maybe you can just come to one of the morning plenaries and announce it. Yeah.
Because we don't have all the information exactly how to get there, where to go. If people come to the 5 a.m. at a slaughterhouse, you can share the information and maybe drive together to the city, because it's another place to go. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Is there another question?
Is there a password for the Wi-Fi?
There is no password for the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is basically there's something called City Free Wi-Fi, which is a free Wi-Fi offered from the city, but you have to register one. So you have to provide, I think, an email address or a phone number or something, to register, and then you get free access, but it's always, I think, limited to like half an hour, then you have to somehow validate it again. So it is free, but it's not like perfect in the sense that it will keep you connected. But there is free Wi-Fi here, is offered from the city, called City Free Wi-Fi. Yeah. Yeah, tonight. So tonight we have the welcome reception. There's going to be a lot of free food, but this is going to be at the end tonight, after all the presentations are done. So, okay, one topic we didn't have on the slides is the shuttle buses. So anybody who is staying at the campground on the Galgebisch camping, there will be shuttle bus leaving here from the conference, always 2 or 3 times at night, depending on the day. So it's typically twice, on Saturday it's 3 times. The times should be listed in the program for the night. In the morning it's not listed in the program because it's in the morning it's always the same time, so it's at 7:50 and 8:20 or 8:30, something like this. So in the morning it's going from the camping to here, obviously, and at night it's going from here to the camping. So if you want to make use of that free shuttle, you have to be on time, of course, because it only goes twice. It's not impossible to walk, but it's quite a bit up the hill. So if you can walk that, but maybe at night it's not so nice to walk that. So you could probably make use of the shuttle bus. Okay, but I think now we have all the topics, right? Yeah, so thank you for listening. Welcome to International Animal Rights Conference 2018. And in 20 minutes, the presentations will start. Thank you.